there's a worry about World War III, or there's a worry about, I think it was 2012, which was predicted to be the end of the world. If Krishna does not sanction it, you can blast every dynamite or every bomb in this world, it will not end, isn't it? Why? As soon as a living entity gets a human form of life, it's his duty to understand the goal of life, the purpose of life. It's his duty. But unfortunately, the living entities in human bodies, if they waste their life like animals, just thinking about eating, sleeping, mating, defending, then it's a very unfortunate situation.
Animals be responsible in knowing?
Animals cannot be responsible. They act by instinct. If they're hungry, they will eat. If they have sexual desire, they'll mate. There is no civilization amongst animals. Therefore, the animals don't accrue karma.
What about like people who don't know?
Who don't know?
Yeah.
Well, it's like saying in India we drive on the left side. In America we drive on the right side. So if I come from India and I start driving on the left side thinking that's what I used to do back in India, then if the police catches me, can I tell them, actually I'm from India so I was driving left, I did not know that we are supposed to drive on the right? No. So here until chapter 10, Krishna was explaining his opulences, and after he explained his greatness, Arjuna is now fully convinced theoretically about Krishna's greatness. And what is his greatness? Krishna is telling Arjuna, Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat avyakta murtina. And I pervade this entire cosmic manifestation, and everything is running on me, based on me. Everything is resting on me, and I am the cause of all causes, and so on and so forth. So now, being fully convinced, Arjuna is requesting Krishna, please show me the form, your universal form, so that I can understand what you're saying in practicality. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada says that Arjuna is a pure devotee of Krishna. So he doesn't necessarily need such a proof. Like it is like one of our friends asking, if you believe in God, show me God. So Arjuna is also asking, my dear Lord, you have spoken so much about yourself. Hare Krishna. You have spoken so much about yourself. Now finally substantiate with by showing us your form. That is called as universal form. What is a universal form? Universal form of the Lord is that form which consists of everything. There is nothing outside the universal form. Universal form Krishna has shown multiple times to multiple people. Krishna has showed Yashoda in Vrindavan, in his mouth, the universal form, how everything is within him. Similarly, Krishna showed even to the Kauravas, the Dhritarashtra and Bhishma, Vidura, they all could actually witness the universal form of the Lord. When Krishna went as the peace messenger. And now Krishna is also showing it to Arjuna, because Arjuna asked for it. So what we will do is we will go through the text and then we'll see what discussion we can have. Okay, so this is Krishna's universal form. Oh. See, now here I've skipped some of the verses. I'm going directly to text 7. So Arjuna has already asked Krishna, please show me your universal form, because he wants to see it for himself. And it is not that Arjuna wants to see it. As mentioned, Arjuna is a pure devotee. He doesn't need to see it. Then why is Arjuna asking Krishna to show his universal form? Just so that in future there won't be any other people claiming themselves to be God. If anyone says I am God, you can always ask them, please show me your universal form. So therefore Arjuna wants Krishna to be established in his full supremacy even for other people. And therefore for future people who want to study Bhagavad Gita, who want to understand, for them, for their sake, Arjuna is requesting Krishna to show his universal form. Okay, so we'll continue from 7th verse. Or We'll just do the English till 7th one. Yeah. See, Arjuna said, by my hearing the instructions you have kindly given me about these confidential spiritual subjects, my illusion has now been dispelled. O Lotus-eyed one, I have heard from you in detail about the appearance and disappearance of every living entity and have realized your inexhaustible glories. O greatest of all personalities of supreme form, though I see you here before me in your actual position as you have described yourself, I wish to see how you have entered into this cosmic manifestation. I want to see that form of yours. If you think I am able to behold your cosmic form, O my Lord, O Master of all mystic power, then kindly show me that unlimited universal self. Then Krishna is replying, my dear Arjuna, O son of Pritha, see now my opulences, hundreds of thousands of varied divine and multicolored forms. So now he is going to show his universal form. O best of the Bharatas, see here the different manifestations of Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Ashwini Kumaras and all the other demigods. Behold the many wonderful things which no one has ever seen or heard of before. You have watched Oppenheimer? Even Oppenheimer was mesmerized by this. Of all the things in the entire Bhagavad Gita, he was mesmerized by the form of the Lord as time, Kalarupa. And Kalarupa is one aspect of Vishwarupa. So everything is there in the universal form. Okay, let's do from here. Ihaikastam jagat kritstam Pashyadya sacharacharam Mama dehe gudakesha Yachanyad drashtumichyasi.
O Arjuna, whatever you wish to see, behold at once in this body of mine. This universal form can show you whatever you now desire to see and whatever you may want to see in the future. Everything moving and non-moving is here completely in one place.
So what is universal form? Everything in this universe in one place. That includes even past, present and future in one place. So it's very inconceivable. You can't even imagine how it looks. You can't paint a picture of the universal form. Though we'll see in the PPT there are some pictures, but we can't actually understand or conceive of the universal form. And therefore, you see here, oh, I think it's the next one. Krishna gives the divine vision. He tells Arjuna, you take this divine vision, because only with divine vision you can actually understand or get the vision of the form. न तुमां शक्यसे द्रष्टुम् अनेनैव स्वचक्षुषा दिव्यं ददामि ते चक्षुः पश्य मे योगमैश्वरम्. Yes, can you read the English?
But you cannot see me with your present eyes. Therefore, I give you divine eyes. Behold my mystic opulence.
Yeah. That means people in this world, they are so proud of their eyes. But how much can you see with your eyes? We can't even see the X-rays. We can't see the electrons. We can't see the huge planets, isn't it? Because our eyes, they are completely narrowed down to just the visible range or how much you can perceive. Sometimes the eye sees certain things which even don't exist, isn't it? Or sometimes eyes are illusioned, you can say, like mirage in a desert, or like as if there's water on the road on a hot sunny day. Actually there is no water, but the eyes confuses that mirage to be actually water. So this is the illusion of the eyes. But people today are so proud of their eyes, they think I can see even God. How is that possible? Actually, our senses are so limited, we can't perceive so many things even as part of this material world. You have heard of the Bermuda Triangle before? Anyone knows what it is? No one knows. You just know certain ships and aircrafts and certain things disappear in the Bermuda Triangle. That's all. And that is part of Earth planet. There are certain mysteries even in the Earth planet which we are not aware of. So why are we so proud of our senses? So when we say, show me God. Yeah, it's not that God has no capacity to be present in front of you, but what is the qualification? Our eyes have no capacity. See, most of us are wearing glasses. If you remove the glasses, you can't see properly. So how can you see God? Isn't it? So therefore, Krishna is telling Arjuna, Divyam dadami te chakshuhu. In Sanskrit, that means I give you divine eyes. So Krishna is giving the empowerment to Arjuna by which he can actually see Krishna's inconceivable universal form. You can just think of this. What is this universal form? Everything in one place. The entire cosmic creation in one place. Later on it is mentioned, from Brahma, who is the topmost planet in the universe, to the bottommost, who is the Garbhodakshay Vishnu, carrying all the planets at the bottom. All of them in one form. And anything in between, the 14 planet systems, everything in one form. The past, present and future in one form. From one head there is birth happening. He is able to see the creation. From other head he is able to see destruction. So creation maintains destruction in one form. So it's complete inconceivable form, and Arjuna gets bewildered. That's the entire 11th chapter. And finally he tells Krishna, then my dear Krishna, I am not, your form of the universal, your Virat Purusha form, the universal form, is very fearful. So please show me only your two-handed form. And if at that point Prabhupada says the devotees are not interested to see the universal form. Why? They don't want to see the opulence of God. They are interested in God. That is the point. Why do we worship God? Not for His opulence. That means if someone comes to you and he wants to befriend you, and finally he asks, can you get me a job? Then you say, okay, this is why you wanted to be my friend. Because I am working and I can get you a job. Can you have a good relationship? Because he's motivated. So therefore the devotees of Krishna, they are not going to Krishna because he's God. They are actually going to Krishna because he's
Krishna.
because he's Krishna. You love a person because he's person, not because of his position, isn't it? Even in this world, if a boy loves a girl, or vice versa. Now if they say, sometimes in India it happens, there are certain castes, and say a Brahmana boy, or a high caste boy falls in love with a low caste girl, the family disapproves it, but still they are ready to run away from home and get married. You have seen in movies sometimes it happens. What does that mean? They are so much in love with the person, they don't care about their opulence or lack of it. They don't care what is attached to them, because you are in love with the person. That's the whole point. Pure devotees of God, they don't care for God being God. They are not worshipping God because He can protect me. They love God because God is such a wonderful person. You able to understand? Not because He can give me my daily bread. Not because He can do something for me. That there is still some level of motivation. So here when Arjuna is asking Krishna, please show me this universal form of yours, which comprises everything in existence in this cosmic universe. Arjuna, he does not want to see it for himself. See, here the word Aishwaram is used. Pashyame Yogam Aishwaram. Krishna is saying, behold my mystic opulence. But Arjuna is not interested in opulence. This episode is just for others who don't have faith in Krishna's words until now. Yeah, yes.
What does opulence mean, and what does universal form mean again?
So universal form, it is Krishna's form as part of this universe. It God's cosmic form, where everything is included in the form. So there is no definition. So you will see in the further verses, the form is described as unlimited and inconceivable. That means unless you see it, you can't understand it. That means, say for example, we have access to 5-6 dimension, but to understand universal form, you need access to 20 dimensions, so to speak.
So you can't understand.
You can't understand, and therefore Krishna is telling Arjuna, I am giving you divine eyes. I am giving you the empowerment by which you can perceive this form.
You can
Yeah.
get divine eyes in this world now.
Now, no, not unless Krishna wants you to have.
Uh,
That's the whole point. Devotees are not interested in this form because this form is just all about how Krishna is controlling everything. Basically, he's in this form. Krishna is telling Arjuna how he is the one in control of the past, present, and future. Time is under his control. Destiny is under his control. Material nature is under his control. Karma is under his control. The planetary systems, the demigods, everyone and everything is under his control. But the devotees, yes, they understand God is in control of everything. They don't need to see the form to believe that.
so earlier you said like the eyes you get you get confused, but what about like feelings? Feelings you can also get confused. So maybe
Correct. Feelings
maybe-
also you can get confused.
So maybe we're confusing Krishna. No.
No. We are not confusing Krishna because here Krishna is giving that knowledge. So it is not necessarily Arjuna is seeing Krishna through his eyes. In spiritual side, if we want to understand something, the term used is Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashito. The realization, knowledge, the enlightenment comes from the heart. It's not by studying books, knowledge. Like we know we are not this body, we're spirit, soul. We have, at least those who have been attending, we know it, we have heard it so many times. But unless we apply spiritual knowledge in our life and inculcate a spiritual practice, Krishna doesn't have to give that realization.
So you can only get that realization if you practice spirituality.
Yes. Only when you practice, you can actually have further access to knowledge, deeper understanding. And that understanding is established in the heart. It is not how it happens in the material world. In the material world, you can skip classes and you can just study books and go and write the exam. And you can still get a good score. And therefore, nowadays, they make 75% minimum attendance. Otherwise, there is no use of these teachers sometimes. The student knows more than the teacher. But in the spiritual side, it's not like that. It's all about realizations, more than studying books. Books are important because they give direction. But the realization aspect is Krishna's reciprocation to our sincerity in our practice. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Thanks.
So here Krishna is telling Arjuna, I'm going to give you divine eyes so that you can actually perceive my form. And you see, when Arjuna sees this form, what is his realization? Okay, I'll take you to the PPT. Yeah, can someone read? Point number 1.
I can't see it. Well,
It's too small.
yeah. You read it.
Devotees who are correctly situated in transcendental relationship with Krishna are attracted by loving feature, not by godless display of opulence. The playmates of Krishna, the friends of Krishna, and the parents of Krishna never want Krishna to show his opulences. They are so immersed in pure love that they do not even know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Does that make sense? That means if you really love God, you don't care for his godhood. Just like Yashoda is not feeding Krishna because she thinks Krishna will give me something in the future. In the material world, the relationship between mother and child is the most sacred, but even there is some selfishness. What is the selfishness? Expectation. When the child grows up, at least he'll do something for me, isn't it? And that is what is in the material world. The purity it has some level of threshold. But in the spiritual realm, it is not like that. The devotees who love God, they don't love God for his godhood. Next point, Sandesh.
The fact is that the devotee is not concerned with seeing the Vishwarupa, the universal form, but Arjuna wanted to see it to substantiate Krishna's statements so that in the future people could understand that Krishna not only theoretically or philosophically presented himself as the supreme, but actually presented himself as such to Arjuna.
Yeah, this also we discussed. This is so that in the future people will understand Krishna actually showed he substantiated his what he spoke by showing the form. And the Lord gave Arjuna necessary power to see the universal form, and that's how he was able to see it. Otherwise, it's not possible to see. Okay. It's even very small, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Aneka Vakta Nayanam Aneka Adbhuta Darshanam Aneka Divya Bharanam Divya Nekodyata Yuddham Divyamalyambaradharam Divya Gandhanulepanam Sarvascharyamayam Devam Anantam Vishwato Mukham. Yeah, translation? Yes.
Arjuna saw in that universal form unlimited mouths, unlimited eyes, unlimited wonderful visions. The form was decorated with many celestial ornaments and bore many divine upraised weapons. He wore celestial garlands and garments, and many divine scents were smeared over his body. All was wondrous, brilliant, unlimited, all expanding.
Yeah. So how many heads did he see? Unlimited heads, unlimited eyes, unlimited mouths, and unlimited hands bearing unlimited number of weapons. And all, it was all completely wondrous, brilliant, unlimited, and all expanding. So therefore the word used is anantam. It's an unlimited form, but in a form. Therefore it's inconceivable. How can unlimited have a form? Yeah. See, Arjuna could see them while sitting in one place. And that was due to inconceivable potency of Krishna, because Krishna allowed that to happen. Otherwise it is not possible.
Only a form? Like, what does that look like?
What does it look like? That's the whole point. No.
It's like you'll become huge, like mega, and you'll have like all the people we know, including Tom Cruise and everything inside you. We can see all the planetary systems that we see on the television, like Earth, Mars, Venus pictures. It's all inside you. Your mouth, everything is rotating. That's like a glimpse of the universal form. Similarly, imagine anything and everything is inside you. When you become like this mega huge thing, and I don't want to see that anymore. I want to see the normal, something like that.
With all the planets, everything is part of the. Yeah, I mean, we can just go with the text. Yeah, this is because this 11th chapter is about the universal form. And the universal form is not permanent, it is only a temporary form. Because Krishna says, Bhutva Bhutva Praliyate, this material world manifests and unmanifests. So whenever this cosmic manifestation comes into being, there is a universal form. And when it is not manifested, similarly the universal form is also unmanifested. So it's a temporary form where the elements of this universe form the body of the Virata Purusha, of the universal form. Basically, universal form is made up of the elements of the universe. Planets, stars, sun, moon, etc. Everything forms a part of this body. Divi Surya Sahasrasya Bhaved Yugapad Uttita Yadi Bhasadyashi Sasyad Bhasastasya Mahatmanaha.
If hundreds of thousands of suns were to rise at once into the sky, their radiance might resemble the effulgence of the Supreme Person in the universal form.
Yeah. So here another analogy is being given. If hundreds of thousands of sun were to rise at once into the sky, can you see anything? You can't see anything. Their radiance might resemble the effulgence of the Supreme Person in that universal form. So it's very difficult to perceive. But by understanding these statements, we understand it's a very great form. Tadassa vismaya vishtho Rishta Roma Dhananjayah Pranamya Shirasa Devam Kritanjalir Abhashata. Now Arjuna, what kind of relationship did Arjuna and Krishna share? Friendship. They were friends. But now that Krishna exhibited this inconceivable cosmic form, now the relationship changed. And you see, who is next? Yeah, can you read?
Then, bewildered and astonished, his hair standing on end, Arjuna bowed his head to offer obeisance and with folded hands began to pray to the Supreme Lord.
Yeah, now he wanted to pray because, see, the problem is, even why I should put this photo, Krishna showing universal form to Yashoda, because Yashoda was dealing with Krishna as if Krishna is her own child. But then Krishna opened the mouth and then Yashoda saw the universal form. Immediately her relationship changed. She got bewildered and she thought, oh, maybe this is God. For a moment. And of course, Krishna had to cover her again using illusion. So you see, sometimes the awe and reverence or the greatness of God comes between the sweetness. That means it becomes an obstacle. So therefore, here also Arjuna, who is actually otherwise reciprocating with Krishna as a friend, because Krishna is showing this universal form, now he has forgotten friendship and he is offering obeisances. Yeah, so Arjuna is offering obeisance with great respect, with folded hands he is praying to Krishna. Thus Arjuna's relationship becomes a one of wonder rather than friendship. Okay, next translation. Yeah.
Arjuna said, "My dear Lord Krishna, I see assembled in your body all the demigods and various other living entities. I see Brahma sitting on the lotus flower, as well as Lord Shiva and all the sages and divine serpents."
Yeah, everyone is there. All living entities are there in universal form. See this, I mean, if you not seen this, this is the structure of the universe according to the scriptures. This is the Garbhodaka ocean, is the beneath the universe. That's where Garbhodaksha Vishnu is lying. From his navel, Brahma is born, and in that stem is the 14 planet system. And all this, you see the lower planets, the Atala, Sutala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, and all that. And in the heavenly planets, Bhuvarloka to Satyaloka, everything is present within the universal form and all its details. Okay, of course, including Lord Shiva, Shakti, everyone is there. Next translation, can you read?
O Lord of the universe, O universal form, I see in your body many, many arms, bellies, mouths, and eyes expanded everywhere without limit. I see in you no end, no middle, and no beginning.
Aneka bahu dharavaktra netram pashyami tvam sarvato ananta rupam na antam na madhyam na punastavadim pashyami vishveshwara vishwarupam. So you can see here some depiction is given. This is Krishna, but he has expanded into a cosmic form, and there are unlimited number of heads, and all demigods are part of this form. And he is able to. What you see here is called as the Kala Rupam. Kala Rupam means the form of time. In the what does time do? What is function of time? Destruction. Time only deteriorates anything in this material world. So you can see all the Kauravas. Krishna tells Arjuna. See, why is Krishna again showing this thing to Arjuna? To reassure Arjuna that I have killed everyone in this war. You don't have to worry at all. I think we'll come to that. This is anyway too bewildering for all of us. Okay, next translation.
We are already dead.
Huh?
We are already dead.
We are already dead. Not as devotees though. Yeah. Translation.
Your form is difficult to see because of its glaring effulgence spreading on all sides like a blazing fire or the immeasurable radiance of the sun. Yet I see this glowing form everywhere, adorned with various crowns, clubs, and discs.
Next.
You are without origin, middle, or end. Your glory is unlimited. You have numberless arms, and the sun and moon are your eyes. I see you with blazing fire coming forth from your mouth, burning this entire universe by your own radiance.
Yeah. And then the description of the form of time comes. This is the famous Oppenheimer, what he appreciated in the Bhagavad Gita of all the verses was what text? What text was there? 18. Let's see 19. See, it is also mentioned all the demigods in the planets they also could visualize this form. That means who could see this form? Only those who were empowered by Krishna. Only they could see. Kauravas could not see in the battlefield. So therefore all the hosts of demigods are standing before you and entering into you. Hosts of great sages and perfected beings crying all peace are praying to you by singing the Vedic hymns. The various manifestations of Lord Shiva, Aditya, Vasu, Sadhya, the Vishwadevas, the two Ashvis, the Maruts, the forefathers, Gandharvas, Yaksha, Asuras, and perfect demigods are beholding you in wonder. See, as they are disturbed, and so am I. Now Arjuna is also becoming a little scared. A very overwhelming form. All the planets with their demigods are disturbed at seeing your great form with its many faces, eyes, arms, thighs, legs and bellies, and your many terrible teeth. And so they are disturbed, and so am I. Seeing you with many radiant colors touching the sky. So the form is touching the sky and the earth. Your gaping mouths and your great glowing eyes, my mind is perturbed by fear. I can no longer maintain my steadiness or equilibrium of mind. I cannot keep my balance, seeing thus your blazing death-like faces and awful teeth. This is all now Kala Rupa. In all directions I am bewildered. Now you see here what he is saying. So this is what Krishna wanted to assure Arjuna. This from here. Who has the next mic? Yeah, can you read?
All the sons of Dhritarashtra, along with their allied kings, and Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and our chief soldiers also are rushing into your fearful mouths. And some I see trapped with heads smashed between your teeth.
This is all Kala Rupa. Next.
As the many waves of the rivers flow into the ocean, so do all these great warriors enter blazing into your mouths.
Yeah, and next.
I see all people rushing full speed into your mouths as moths dash to destruction in a blazing fire.
Yeah, this is all Kala Rupa. Yeah, continue. Next.
O Vishnu, I see you devouring all people from all sides with your flaming mouths, covering all the universe with your effulgence. You are manifest with terrible scorching rays.
Okay, next.
O lords of lords, so fierce of form, please tell me who you are.
Arjuna is asking this question to Krishna. Please tell me who you are. Yeah.
I offer my obeisances on to you. Please be gracious to me. You are the primal Lord. I want to know about you, for I do not know what your mission is.
Yeah, so seeing this entire cosmic form, Arjuna has never seen this before. He is getting bewildered. So he's asking, tell me who you are really. And now we are coming to the verse. The text 33 is the verse of discussion. Yeah, next.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said.
Yeah, this is the open hammer. Yeah. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Kalosmi loka kshayakrit pravidho.
Kalosmi loka kshayakrit pravidho.
Lokan samahartumiha pravittaha.
Lokan samahartumiha.
Rite pitvam na bhavishyanti sarve. Ye vastita pratyanikeshu yoddaha. Yoddaha. Yeah.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Time I am.
Time I am, the great destroyer of the worlds. I mean, he's speaking like that, a little high pitch.
Time I am, the great destroyer of the worlds. And I have come here to destroy all people. With the exception of you, the Pandavas, all the soldiers here on both sides will be slain.
So this is very reassuring to Arjuna. Why? Because Krishna is saying, I have fought this battle already. It is not that you have to fight the battle and the destiny is unknown. Probably you'll win, probably you'll not. No, Krishna is saying it's already known that all these Dhritarashtra, Drona and all these warriors on the other side, they're already killed by me. So what is Arjuna supposed to do? Just be an instrument of God's will. That means some points for us. Through this, the display of the universal form, what is Krishna trying to say? First point is, he is trying to show how he is the cause of all causes. Everything in this creation rests on God. Today the scientists are speculating, where did the universe come from? Isn't it? How are the material laws working? Some people say it is all by random chance. It's random theory or a chance theory. By chance, life is there. And they expect that by chance there might be life elsewhere. But the Vedic scriptures say life is across the universe, on all planets. But do you have qualification to access life on other planets? You don't. And Srila Prabhupada would therefore often say, what have the astronauts done by the moon mission? They have gone to the moon and collected some sand, some stones. It's like some aliens coming to this earth, they land in the desert and say, oh, what is earth? Just filled with desert. Is it true? Because they only accessed one aspect of earth. Even by logic you can understand. When we go to any other planet, when we don't have the qualification to access that planet, you will not get any understanding of what is there. So Krishna is trying to give an understanding that he is the cause of all causes. He is running the show here. And therefore, through his universal form, he is showing from the planets, from the demigods, from the laws, from material to material nature, everything is resting on God. As he says in the 7th chapter of the Gita, he is the underlying thread that connects everything together. And therefore, if you just open your eyes and look around, doesn't it seem that there is pretty much a lot of organization in this material world? It is more organized than our organizations. Isn't it? So organized. But Krishna says, I am like the underlying thread, just holding together. Just as, say, I have tulsi beads. You might not see the underlying thread that holds them together, but you know, because they're all together, there's some thread connecting them. Similarly, just the very fact that everything in this world is so organized, we can understand that there is some super intelligence behind who is holding everything together. So Krishna, the first point he's trying to tell us or convey to us is, he is the cause of all causes. Everything is resting on him, everything has come from him, and he is the one who is maintaining everything. And ultimately, he is the one who is destroying everything in the form of time. Time, I am the destroyer of the worlds. And second is, he is telling Arjuna that just have faith that already my plan is in execution. It is God's will that is happening. We might have too much worry. You know, some years ago there was a worry about World War III. Even now, there's a worry about World War III, or there's a worry about, I think it was 2012, which was predicted to be the end of the world. If Krishna does not sanction it, you can blast every dynamite or every bomb in this world, it will not end. Isn't it? Why? Because Krishna's will is in execution. It won't work. So even if people come up with any theories, any stories, it is not going to work, because Krishna is telling Arjuna, now in this battle of Kurukshetra, I have already decided the result. The Pandavas are going to win because they are siding with righteousness. The Kauravas are going to be destroyed because they're siding with bad, adharma, evil, okay, unrighteousness, okay, adharma. So Krishna has already decided. Now in this next verse will make it very clear. Yes.
Why does Krishna want to destroy things he created?
Why does he?
Why does he want to destroy things he created with time? Like time is destruction, but like why does he want to? He built it, and then with time,
Right.
it's destroyed. Why?
So
you want
how does Krishna build? He does not literally bring his tool set and build anything. He does everything in this world through his energies. The energies are taking care. Just as, say for example, okay, Hare Krishna. Okay. So just as, say you're a restaurant owner, yeah, you can bring up a restaurant in a branch and you see it's not working in a particular location. You can close that down, bring it up elsewhere. It's not a big thing for you. You're not necessarily the labor force that goes behind building the restaurant. Does that make sense? So why does he do it? It is the nature of the material world that the material world is temporary, because the material world has a purpose. Material world is just like a playground for those living entities who are not interested to serve God. So in the totality of creation, there are two types of worlds. One is the spiritual world, one is the material world. Just as when you're planning a city, what all do you plan for? You plan for parks, where the park should be. You plan for schools. You plan for residential areas. You plan for gym, okay, hospitals. And you also plan for prisons, as we are getting one close by, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's Kamahan Street. Prison. So when you're planning for a city, why do you plan for prisons? Because you know there will be some people who deserve to go there. So in the totality of creation, the real creation is the material, the spiritual world. But in the plan of creation, there's also creation of material world, like a prison. It is not meant for all living entities. It's only meant for those who are averse to God's will. And this is the understanding which has been corroborated or agreed upon across the religious scriptures, all kinds of religious scriptures.
What about like people who don't know?
Who don't know?
Yeah, who never really like studied it. Do they also don't go to the spiritual world?
Well, it's like saying, say I'm from India. So in India, we drive on the left side. In America, we drive on the right side. So if I come from India and I start driving on the left side, thinking that's what I used to do back in India, then if the police catches me, can I tell them, actually I'm from India, so I was driving left. I did not know that we are supposed to drive on the right. No. They will say, because you're driving in the US, you're supposed to know, isn't it? So similarly, ignorance is no excuse. As soon as a living entity gets a human form of life, it's his duty to understand the goal of life, the purpose of life. It's his duty. But unfortunately, the living entities in human bodies, if they waste their life like animals, just thinking about eating, sleeping, mating, defending, then it's a very unfortunate situation. Yeah.
So should animals be responsible in knowing?
Animals cannot be responsible. They act by instinct. If they're hungry, they will eat. If they have sexual desire, they'll mate. There is no civilization amongst animals. Therefore, the animals don't accrue karma. Karma is only for the human beings.
So they don't go to the spiritual world?
No.
Oh.
All the living entities in the material world, there is a cycle of birth and death. As we take birth, we live in this world and we die. Based on our past desires and our past karma, you are deciding your next body. So for example, if a living entity has the tendency to eat anything and everything, then he gets pig's body, because pigs eat anything and everything. Yeah, because human body is not meant for that. Or if a living entity likes to sleep a lot, then he gets a polar bear's body, because they hibernate for 6 months a year. You can just sleep. In human body, if you just sleep, you will get hip pain. You will get disorientation of mind. That means you'll forget, what am I doing in life? You'll forget, why are you here in the US? There are a lot of diseases that come by too much sleeping. Human body is not meant for that. If some people don't like to wear clothes, then they are given bodies of trees, because you don't have to wear clothes in trees. Whereas humans, yeah, you have to wear. You have to be civilized, isn't it? Why? Because human form of life is a life of responsibility, whereas animal form of life is you're just venting out your desires through animal. Not just animals, that means all species other than human beings. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So here Krishna is, as you mentioned, Krishna is creating and Krishna is destroying what he created. Because that is the nature of the material world. The material world is like a prison. It is for those living entities who have turned away from God, and it's like a reformation center. Here we want to get reformed. Yes, we want to understand we cannot be separate enjoyers, separate from God. Actually, rather we have to inculcate the mood of service attitude. When we come, what mood do we come? We want to enjoy, isn't it? How many of you came to the US to serve?
Serve what?
Yeah, anything. Serve anyone. Serve the government, serve whoever. No, we are coming to the US for to enjoy, isn't it? We come to the US to enjoy. That is the disease we're talking about, the enjoying mentality. It's not wrong to enjoy. But we want to enjoy in cooperation with God, not as a competitor to God. Does that make sense? And therefore, this nature of this material world is everything is temporary. Whatever you do today, you might be a double PhD, you might release so many research papers, but at the end of life, everything is stripped away from you because you have to leave your body here. And next life, when you are born again in human form of life, you start with Baba Black Sheep, have you any wool? Yes sir, 3 bags full. Or Jack and Jill went up the hill. You have heard of these poems? They're taught in nursery. At least in India. Isn't it? Yeah, so everything is lost. Then again, in the next life, we are again trying to study. Again, we do PhD. And again, at the time of death, everything is taken away.
So if everything is lost, what is permanent?
The soul is permanent. Like last time we did the exercise. Your hand, your t-shirt, your glasses. So who are you? So you're not this body. You are the living spark, spiritual spark, part and parcel of God, who is the driver of this vehicle called as the human body. Just as you have Mercedes, you have Audi, you have BMW, then you have a tractor, isn't it? So tractor is like a buffalo's body. Now you cannot take a tractor and go for a smooth ride on the road. You need a Mercedes Benz. So tractor is meant to plow the fields. Similarly, our human form of life is meant for playing on smooth roads. That means our focus should be self-realization. Who am I? What is the goal of life? How can I connect with God? And so on and so forth. Whereas the animals form of animals, their lives are meant for hard work. You see, even a tiger, we think tiger is coolly resting in the forest. Actually, it is not true. There is one bird which follows the tiger. And wherever the tiger goes, the bird goes. And as soon as the tiger is planning to catch its prey, the bird makes the sound, particular sound. As soon as the animals in the forest hear that sound, they all run away. So literally, tiger gets to eat once a week. It catches its prey only once a week and just eats that throughout the week.
Why is the bird helping the tiger? What does the bird get?
No, it's not helping the tiger. It's actually not helping the tiger. It makes the sound because of which the prey gets to know tiger is around and go. That's the nature of this world. That's the whole point.
Okay.
The beasts of burden, they have to work hard. Human life, form of life is not meant for working hard in case of eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Like if you ask any person, why are you working so hard? They say, because I need to live, make a living. No, you don't need to work so hard to make a living. I don't work anything in the material life. I eat more than so many people. Isn't it? I've seen my father, he works so hard. But sometimes he has to skip his breakfast. No time to eat. You see? So why? Because more we are away from self-realization or God realization, we lead animalistic lives. We are also working hard for eating, sleeping, mating, defending. But human form of life is not meant for that. It is like using a nice odd Mercedes Benz to plow the field. What will happen? The car will be spoilt. The driver will be frustrated. That is our situation today. We are using this body to work so hard in the material world for eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Human body is spoiled and the soul is frustrated. Isn't it? Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, think about it.
It's true.
Yeah. So now Krishna comes to the point. Now he tells Arjuna, wake up, get up and fight. Tasmat tvamuttishta yasho labhasva jitva shatru bhungshvarajam samriddham Maye vaite nihita purvameva Nimettamatram bhava savyasachin. Arjuna he's called as Savyasachi. Savyasachi means ambidextrous. So Arjuna could fight with both his hands, left and right. Sometimes he would hold Gandiva with left and shoot the arrow with right. Sometimes he could hold Gandiva with left and shoot the Gandiva with the right and shoot the arrow with the left. Very talented. But here, unfortunately, Arjuna, who is so talented, he is very morose. So Krishna is saying, you don't have to do anything. Understand, my will is in execution. This plan, this destiny is already set by me. So what does Arjuna have to do? He just has to align his will according to God's will. That is the goal of life. Yeah.
How does he figure that out? Like,
Krishna is telling him. I'm going to read the English. Yeah, through words, like literally, Krishna is telling him. But by reading this episode, we understand. Who has the mic? Can you read?
Therefore, get up, prepare to fight and win glory. Conquer your enemies and enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They are already put into death by my arrangement. And you, O Sachi, can be but an instrument in the fight.
Just be an instrument. So what does God want us to do? He just wants us to be an instrument. Say for example, you have to write an exam and your pen stops working. What do? Will you just go away from the exam? You throw that pen, get another pen. So Arjuna, if he's not cooperating and if he says, Krishna, I heard the Gita from you, Bhagavad Gita. Anyway, I find my choices, I choose not to fight. So Krishna will say, no problem, you can go. Okay, Bhima, you're next. Whoever is ready to align with God's will, you can be you can be the instrument, and Krishna's will has to be executed. See, what is Krishna telling Arjuna? Get up, prepare to fight and win glory. If Krishna has done everything, what is the glory for Arjuna? He is saying, I have already killed all of them. So what is Arjuna's glory? Arjuna's glory is just to align with Krishna's will. Then the whole world will glorify Arjuna for defeating the Kauravas. Krishna is happy to give all credit to his devotees. He doesn't want anything. This is the nature of God. Sometimes we think God is just like a strict judge, expecting too high of a standard from all the living entities. No. He is telling Arjuna, just execute my will. He has already come to this world to establish righteousness, justice, to protect the devotees, to establish dharma. And he is saying, Arjuna, just help me in this. Just be my instrument. And what's in it for you? You will get all the glory. You take all the glory. You take all the credit for defeating all of them. Krishna is not claiming anything. And therefore, through this manifestation of this cosmic form, Krishna is reassuring Arjuna that I have taken care of everything. It is my will that is in place. So therefore, there is a statement, not a blade of grass moves without God's sanction. Not even a blade of grass can move. That means just reflect in your own lives. If there is some suffering, if there is some trouble, there is some misery, or if there is even success, whatever happens in our life, Krishna knows about it. It is not happening by chance, or it is not oblivious to Krishna. Krishna very well knows that this devotee of mine or this person is undergoing this sort of problem at this point in time. He knows it. And even if after him knowing and if you're still suffering, that means Krishna wants it to happen for our own growth. Just like a butterfly, when it's like a worm in the cocoon, it has to struggle. Only with its struggle to break the cocoon is it developing wings to come out as a beautiful butterfly. But if you think you're more compassionate than the plan of the Lord, and you go and break the cocoon for the worm will remain a worm to be eaten by anyone else. You see? So struggles are important. So therefore Krishna is reassuring Arjuna that I know what you're going through, but understand this is my will that is taking place. And therefore, what is our endeavor? What can we do from our side? We just have to find out what is the will of God and realign with that. How do we find that out? We cannot understand the will of God. The only way we can understand what is the will of God is by connecting with His devotees who can help us understand. The devotees know because they are in touch with God. So when we connect with devotees, they will help us align our will with God's will. That is real oneness. Then we are actually one with God, isn't it? See, in a family, for a happy family, the husband, the wife, children, all of them need to be aligned with one will, isn't it? If they all have their own will, then there's always fight, there's always some conflict within the family, isn't it? So therefore Krishna is telling Arjuna, get up Arjuna, fight, pick up your Gandiva, pick up your bow and arrow, fight this war, understanding and knowing that these people are already defeated. I have killed them for you. And you just have to be my instrument in fighting in this war and take the glory. How difficult is that? If I do all the project work for you and I say, can you just go to the professor and submit it and you take all the glory. That's what Krishna is telling Arjuna. You take all the glory. I've already done all research and project work, got all the results, did all the experiments. You just have to take glory. It's a nice thing, isn't it? Yeah. You might.
Over here, Arjuna already know that they're already dead. So maybe this is one of the reasons. There are so many reasons, or he wants Arjuna just listen to Krishna at the end of the day. But in this particular verse, he's telling that they're already dead. So fight. But in our lives, we don't know what is our destiny, or we don't know what's going to happen.
But we know Krishna is there for us. That's the point.
So that is what you have to understand.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Yes.
How do we know? But how do we know? I don't know like how to explain this, but like you said that Arjuna is the instrument for a purpose.
Yeah.
How do we know how Krishna is using us as an instrument? Like
you have to connect with Krishna's devotees. You connect with the devotees of Krishna and they will engage you in Krishna's service. Then you know you are aligning with Krishna's will. Yeah. Actually, Krishna also talks about in the Bhagavad Gita. And what is Krishna's will? He just wants all the living entities to become happy. And how is that happiness possible? Achieved?
Only when you're serving.
When you go back to spiritual world. In the material world, he calls this material world as dukkhalem ashashvatam. It is complete with misery because of its temporary nature. And there's so much of pain and sorrow. For 1 inch of happiness, you have to suffer so much distress. Isn't it? For an iota of a drop of happiness. So much of misery. So Krishna says, just quit this material world. Come back to spiritual world. So that is the will of God. That's the will of Krishna. Krishna is explained in the Bhagavad Gita. Similarly, when you come to the devotees of Krishna, they will also say, they'll engage us. They know what will make Krishna happy. Not anything can make, everything can make Krishna happy. When we offer food to God, not that anything you can offer to God. God has His likes. So you offer what He likes. Isn't that? Devotees know what He likes. So you ask the devotee, is this okay? And they'll give us guidance. Like that. Yes.
So the spiritual world is when you die, right? Like you said you want to go, if you want to be happy, you have to wait until you go to the spiritual world. But like, why would I wait until I die? I want to be happy now because maybe there is no spiritual world. So like, if there is no spiritual world, I want to figure out how I can be happy now rather than be happy later.
Right. So you can have spiritual consciousness. You don't have to wait till the time you die. Even today, you can be happy with your consciousness. Like the consciousness, you can say the lower consciousness is when we are always thinking about oneself. When we are self-centered, when we become very selfish, then it is a when we are always thinking what's in it for me or how I can enjoy. The enjoyment, more we are trying to feed the senses, you can just introspect in your own life. Have you become happier or have you become miserable? More you feed your senses. Think about it.
So you can have both. You can be happy here and spiritual.
Of course, yes. That is the life of a devotee. Like once there was a great saint passing through the cities and everything. He met a butcher and he said, "Oh, you're killing so many animals and causing so much pain. But better you don't die, nor do you live." And the butcher got confused and he went. And the saint went ahead and he met a prince. And he said, "Oh, you have such a nice life of opulence. Better you don't die." And then he went ahead, he met an austere sage. And he said, "Wow, you're doing so much of austerities. Better you die." And then he came across a devotee. And then he said, "Oh, you're a devotee of the Supreme Lord. So either you die or you live. Doesn't matter." So these people could not understand what are these great mystical words emanated by the saintly person. So they asked him, "What do you mean?" He said, for the butcher, he is so sinful, better he dies. No, what does he say?
You don't die.
Yeah, better he doesn't die. Why? Because he's going to suffer a lot because of his karma. He's going to suffer hellish sufferings. Neither he should die nor should he live, he said. So why? Because if he dies, he'll suffer hellish pain. Or if he lives, he'll continue his killing and inflicting pain upon others. So therefore, for the butcher, neither he should live nor should he die. And for the prince, because he's leading a lavish life of sense gratification, he said, better you continue living, because as long as you live, you'll be happy. Once you die, because of sense gratification, you will have a lower form, lower birth, next life. And then for the austere sage, he said, better you die. Why? Because you're so austere and you're doing something for a higher purpose. When you die, you will have a better birth next life. You'll go to a higher upper planet systems. And for a devotee, he said, better, it doesn't matter if you're dying or you're living, because you're constantly absorbed in how you can serve God. So for a devotee, he develops the spiritual consciousness. Even the spiritual world, it's a matter of consciousness. If we have the right consciousness, we can establish a spiritual kingdom even here. What does spiritual kingdom mean? That place where there is no envy. That place where there is no lust. That place where there is no anger. There is no cutthroat competition. We are happy for others' happiness. This is spiritual world. So a devotee, even while being in this world, he can establish a spiritual kingdom right here. Isn't it? So he can live happily even here. And then when he dies, he actually goes back to the indestructible world, spiritual world. Yes.
But what about like when you get old, you might get some kind of disease, so you could be happy, and then you might not be happy. Like,
yeah, for a devotee, he's always grateful. He always feels, I deserve much worse. See, actually, you can see the glass as half full or half empty. So when you see it as half empty, you'll always feel like you deserve more. When you feel you deserve more, you're seeing it as half empty. When you actually think that more is given than you deserve, you'll see it as half full. Does that make sense? So devotees of God, they know, I deserve much worse, but Krishna is just giving me a token punishment just to help me grow. But I deserve much more. Such a person, he always, because his heart is filled with gratitude to God, he always, whatever the trouble that may come in his life, he is not affected by the trouble. Because he already feels, I deserve much worse. Isn't it? Say for example, in an exam you did not perform well. So out of 100 you were expecting like 70 and you got 72. Will you be sad or happy?
Happy.
Isn't it? Actually 72 is not a great score. But you're happy. Why? Because you're grateful that you were thinking I deserve worse, but you got something more. Isn't it? So one who is of spiritual consciousness, he always feels I deserve much worse. Not artificially. It's not just an adjustment of mind. We can't just adjust these things in the mind, we'll go crazy. But when we actually purify our heart and recognize God's hand in our life through spiritual practice, then you can actually do that. You can actually be grateful for what comes in our life, because you can see everything in the life of a devotee is God sent. It is not by chance. Yeah? Some things to think about. Yeah? Okay. So we will pause here. So next time we'll continue. It's already time. Does anyone have any question or any reflection to share? Yeah. Mike?
Whenever I had an argument with a friend,
Yeah.
where so before
One recording.
in the class we were discussing, as you said, as human being we don't need to work so hard just to live. And then someone, this point came up with a friend, and she was like, what if there is an emergency situation? What if in like when you get a disease or something, you need more money to just survive, or things like that happen. What if there is an emergency situation and you need more money to survive?
Correct.
How can I do that? So in her mind she feels like, and she was arguing with me that in this world 90% of the problems will be solved with financial.
Oh, really?
That's what
Oh, I'll tell you, what's his name? Rockefeller? I think it was Rockefeller. Prabhupada gives the example. This Rockefeller was, he had a chain of restaurants. Is it true? Okay, then it's not Rockefeller, but a very financial giant, a very rich person, billionaire. He has a chain of restaurants across the globe. But he was diagnosed with such a severe kind of problem in his stomach or in his intestine that he, throughout his life, see, he's the owner of these restaurants. He can be having any kinds of delicacies across the globe, but he was diagnosed with a kind of severe problem, illness, because of which he could only take soups. Yeah. So how much of money you may give, you cannot solve that problem.
I gave a similar example where until and unless if there is God's will, even if you have how many crores for your deceased, for your deceased,
it may not be cured.
It will not be cured. If there
Rich
is no
people also die, right? You can ask her. I mean, I'm not sure if she knows the statistics. Prabhupada said
in general,
death rate is 100%.
A lot of generation, at least this generation, people think every problem can be solved through financial stability. Or
that means the richest man in the world should be the happiest person.
Yeah.
Is he? The richest country should be the happiest country. You're not even according to happiness index. Yeah? So even the mundane statistics disagree with their conception.
So there is
no, for them money is God.
Yeah.
For us, Krishna is God. For her, money is God. We believe in Krishna.
And there is, I recently heard in one of the podcasts where that person is connected to God, or he is serving God while giving some profit from his business. But his will is to earn more money, or is this related to going in the will of God? That's what I had a question.
No, he's just giving some peanut to God and he's continuing just to earn some name for his piety. Just to claim to the world, like, I'm very pious.
But in the words of
if his desire is to make more money, then he has to continue taking birth in this world, because his desire is there, material desire is there. Till the time we have even one material desire, we have to take birth in this world.
So in this case, it's not going according to the will. It's just his desire.
Not necessary. Yeah. Recently, someone was saying, the Tirupati Balaji.
Yeah.
Who was sharing that recently? So someone was sharing that, the whole story, and Tirupati Balaji takes loan from Kubera, and he told Kubera, in Kali Yuga, only my pure devotees will come and give money, which I will use to repay the debt. Not everyone's money. You know that? Only the money given by pure devotees. So we don't know. But at the same time, that means, see, the will of God cannot be determined by one's own mental understanding. Otherwise, in the name of God, you can do so many things, as certain religions are doing. You can start terrorist attacks in the name of God. You know, kill hundreds and thousands of people. Is that the will of God? And says who? You know, you can actually take any scripture and misinterpret, manipulate. You can do anything you want, or start your own religion with some made-up God. So that's not how it works. You have to connect with the pure devotee of God to understand what is God's will. Otherwise, today in the name of religion, so many wars are being fought. People are fed up of religion. Therefore, many people say, I'm spiritual but not religious. Isn't it? Okay. Hare Krishna.